What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Unk TV. And I got one question. What's going on down in DC? They say we next. Anytime I talk to anybody older, that's what they say when it comes to Trump. When they was deporting illegals, they say we next. Were they right? Check this video out. Let's give me your opinion.
Who got the fuck? Who just got the fuck? I don't even know. Who just ran, y'all? Who just ran? Look at him. Oh, shit. No.
Why the fuck are you putting him in handcuffs? You don't have no reason to put this man in handcuffs. I'm not close to you. I'm just saying. Back up. Don't get close enough. Back up.
He's about to get some
All
more.
he's saying is, why y'all putting this man in handcuffs?
They're about to get some more of them.
What y'all want? Yeah, get me on camera, boy. I'm leaving. Nigga, fuck you talking about? I got weed on camera.
He's standing there saying he's legal with his gun
Put
on his
this man
hip.
in handcuffs with no reason. Hey, don't push him, y'all. Don't push them. He had no reason to put this man in handcuffs.
So as y'all can see, that's the local police, the National Guard, even the federal government, federal police, the feds. It's going down in DC, man. Hey, anytime I talk to a older person or anybody that's a stomped down Democrat, the first thing they say is, we next. We next. When I was talking to them about immigration, we next. That's what I used to hear. I didn't believe them. But it looked like we are next. But the thing is, man, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you going to work every day, you carry yourself like you don't have anything to worry about. You don't have anything to worry about. If you're doing right and you following the law, you don't have anything to worry about. We can go back to that scene. Look at all of those guys that was getting jammed up. Look at all of them. Do they look like law-abiding citizens to you? You had the young dude there with the gun. Look at this dude.
Who got the fuck?
They out there running from the police. Look at them in the hood. That's the hood. That's the projects, man. That dude already got a broke arm right there.
Look at him.
Do they look like they getting up, going to work tomorrow? Do they look like they getting up, going to work on somebody's job and paying bills and providing for families? So they down there in DC cracking down on crime. People don't like it. People are claiming that they don't like it. But the thing is, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you don't have anything to worry about. You got Young Thug, NBA Young Boy, Kodak Black, all of them out there kicking it in the streets. And they still out there in the streets when you got this type of stuff right here going on. So we're going to check this video out right here. And tell me, would you still be in the streets if you saw this going down in your city? Now look, you got federal agents, National Guard walking around all over DC. And this is the streets of DC. You got federal agents, National Guard, local police. They all in the streets looking for crime. DC crime rate has been astronomical. And this is what we got. This is what we see. And people still are outside hanging, kicking it, chilling, smoking weed. They probably got guns on them. And then you wonder why you next. Yeah. We are next. They over there cleaning up DC and they hitting the hoods. They ain't gonna avoid the hoods. They going in the hoods just like they going in the streets. They going in the alleyways, cleaning up the homeless. They looking for everybody, man. And it don't stop, man. It just don't stop. So, I mean, hey, black people, either we gonna get it together, y'all gonna start getting in some of these job programs, y'all gonna start getting your life together, or you can get caught up in this crime that's going on. Now, check this video out. I got another video for y'all. Hold on, let me get that one pulled up. Let me get this video pulled up right here. Now look at that. So you got all of these government agencies out here. And they're out there to get the city in order and stop crime. And this is what you got black people doing. Outside, in groups, running from the police. This is what they do. Every night, the caption says, look at all the teens running around DC at night. I'm going to tell you
it's
now.
Funny.
My teenage daughter would be in the house. My teenage daughter wouldn't even be out there. Like, it just don't make sense, man. How come these teens aren't at home? Where are their parents? Where are their parents at? And then you got crazy liberal people like this right here. Check him out.
Start little music festivals.
Listen to
Follow
this.
the cops home, starting with the highest ranking ones. Start little music festivals at the cops' houses and live stream images with their home address in the frame. I mean, you don't have to technically dox somebody to dox them, right?
So y'all mean to tell me that this is what y'all gonna follow? Y'all gonna follow this? What is it? What's the safe word to use? So we have a male with a ponytail, look like he hadn't eaten in days, look like he just sit around and smoke cigarettes all day. These are y'all leaders. These are who y'all are listening to as a Democrat. These are your leaders. There was another young lady who had something to say.
Condone violence. I'm not the one to condone violence. I'm not the one to condone breaking the law when you can get caught. However, I do think now is not the time to be no suck-ass pussy. And this is for all the people that like to break the law, that like to rob people, that like to shoot people, that like to murder people. Now is your time to resist in DC. What I'm seeing across the board is insane for me to see in my city. It's insane. I want y'all to harass the people that are harassing y'all versus regular citizens, versus the people that go to work every day, versus the people who keep the economy in our area going every day. I want y'all to run these police up out of here and terrorize them the same way y'all terrorize the citizens of your city.
So we got this lady right here. So she calling for the people that like to murder, that like to carjack, that like to rob, that like to steal. She just basically calling all the criminals to fight back against the police. So in her words, so the working people And the people that make the city go, that make the city run, can live without the officers being there or something. She asking them to come run, the criminals to come run the police out of the city. That's what she want. Now think about this. When you ask to run the criminals out of the city, it's not just going to be your local gang members and your drug dealers that she probably sees in her neighborhood every day. You got the child molesters. They commit crimes. That's who the police go get. You got the rapists, the people that sexually assault people that's weaker than them, women and children. So you want them to join in, anybody that's a criminal, any sick-minded individual, come together, go to war with the police, fight the police off. That way, hard-working, law-abiding citizens can work and continue to run the city while the criminals do what? You think they just gonna fight the police and that's it? No, when the police are gone, they're coming for you. The sickness that they have is gonna spill over into you. If you got a local drug dealer and he moves into your neighborhood, and there's a drug deal that goes bad, what usually happens at that drug dealer's house? Let me tell you, you might not know or you might not want to understand. There's going to be a murder. There's going to be a shootout with a possible murder. There's going to be drug users, the traffic of drug users going back and forth to that house, always looking to get an extra $5 or $10 some kind of way by stealing something. They're going to be breaking in your cars if they see something valuable in your car. Your kids leave the bicycle outside in the front yard. They're going to steal the bike if they feel like they can sell it. If it's a nice enough bike to get money. They'll steal your air conditioner out your window if you don't have a central unit. What is she thinking? What is she talking about? The crime rate in D.C. is crazy, and it's been crazy for so long. That's why Trump is doing what he's doing. That's why he sent the National Guard and took over the city to get the crime back under control. And if you don't believe me, okay, they got him. So this is the homicides in Washington, D.C. through June of 2025. Homicide rates in Washington, D.C. January 2018 through 2025. So as you see in 2018, the crime rate was around the first half of the year. It was around rate per 100,000 residents. So it was around at a 10. But as you can see, it grew. It grew all the way to 2024. Then it dropped back down. No, it grew to 2023. It dropped down in 2024. And then it dropped back down in 2025 to right about the same place to where it was at in 2018. But what they're not telling you guys is that, first of all, they can go in there and skew those numbers any kind of way they want to. The homicide reporting, they can change those numbers easy. But let's say, okay, let's go with y'all's narrative that, hey, it's went down and Trump, what he's doing is not necessary. But if you look at these rates compared to the rates of other countries, the rates are still astronomically high. Just because they went down doesn't mean that that's justifiable or is civilized. Because DC's crime rate is still higher than what it is in Mexico City. What it is higher than what it is in Islamabad or something like that. I even had that. I had that. Let me go find that for you. I had that. I can show you the crime rates. And I thought it was just right here somewhere. I got so many videos, it's hard to, but this it's crazy what's going on down in DC. But I saw something I wanted to show y'all. Now, this is her, Judge Shapiro. She's speaking about it. Let me see if I got the right screen. Okay. Now this is
I see too much violence.
not Shapiro, Pirro. Janine Pirro, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Now, this is what she has to say about what she saw in D.C.
I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and beat the hell out of you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun.
So if you're under 18 years old and you have a gun, what she's saying is, what can they do? They can't do anything. Because why? The laws are weak. The laws are catered are favorable for criminals down in DC, the same way it is in California, with no cash bail. You can commit a crime in California, get caught, and if you get locked up, if they take you to jail, you can bail out with no cash. I don't know if it's like a PR bond, personal reconnaissance, or whatever you want to call it. After you serve a few, like 90 days or something like that, then you can get out on a PR bond. But whatever it is, I don't really understand the no cash bail thing. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Y'all finish watching this video.
I convict someone of shooting another person with an illegal gun on a public bus in the chest. Intent to kill? I convict him. And you know what the judge gives him? Probation. Says you should go to college. We need to go after the DC Council and their absurd laws. We need to get rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens. And it starts today.
So she just said it. They need to get rid of the no cash bail. They need to focus on the law-abiding citizens. And they need to get rid of crime in that city. If y'all don't realize, all of the carjackings, all of the crime that's going on in that city, all of the stores that's being, they come in the flash mobs and they just steal all of the groceries, all of the clothes, all of the candy, all of the sodas, all of the meat, so they can barbecue or whatever the hell they gonna do with it. It is crazy in DC. Trump sent them down there for a reason. So no cash bail. No cash bail eliminates or limits the use of money as a condition for release before trial. Instead of paying to get out of jail, the decision is based on the risk of public safety and the likelihood the person will show up to court. So if they feel like you'll show back up to court, yeah, you can get out. You'll come back if we send you a court date. The risk of public safety. Okay, so if you ain't shoot nobody, if you ain't harm nobody, if you ain't stab nobody or nothing like that. So that means minor crimes, flash mobs. That's what I was saying. That's why the stores are shutting down. They're closing their doors. Pulling all the product out of the stores, and they're leaving the city. And you got the elderly people and the citizens, the law-abiding citizens. That's like, hey man, we got to drive all the way to the outskirts of the city just to go to Walmart, because Walmart shut down in our inner cities. You got the elderly people who go grocery shopping at the local grocery store and they use public transportation. They don't even have that store anymore because flash mobs come in and steal everything, and they got a no cash bail. This is what's going on in California. If you don't believe me, you can look it up yourself. Janine Pirro is on point. I agree with everything she said. She couldn't have put it in better words. Let's get back to this video.
But it's not going to end today, because the president is going to do everything we need to do to make sure that these emboldened criminals understand we see you, we're watching you, and we're going to change the law to catch you. And my final note is this. These kids understand that the jurisdiction is through the state attorney general, Brian Schwab. I did a poster of the young man from Doge who was beaten bloody with a severe concussion, a broken nose. And then I did a poster of what happens to those kids, because I can't arrest them, I can't prosecute them. They go to family court and they get to do yoga and arts and crafts. Enough. It changes today.
And there you have it, man. She just said it. So whoever it was that beat up the young man that works for Doge, they beat him bloody. They done him real bad. And she said that they can't touch him. They said he went to family court, not criminal court. She said they get to do yoga and what else did she say? Coloring books or something crazy like that. So it's like the criminals get rewarded for doing crime. Hey, you get caught doing a crime, you can go over here and have a fun day. And that's absolutely insane, man. Let me see. It's so much going on, man. It's so many videos that I have for y'all. Here's a video right here. Now, this is what they want to do. This is what they want to do to the people. This is what they want to do to the National Guard and the officers that
get your black people in DC, get your.
So this, I ain't gonna say nothing about her, man, but y'all can see this is what a liberal black woman thinks. This is how her mind works. And this is what she wants to happen if you try to stop crime in DC. That's basically what's going on. They're just trying to cut down on crime. So if you make a move as the president or as the governor or anybody to say, hey, we're going to get tough on crime, we're going to crack down on crime. If you're out there committing crimes, we're going to catch you. And this is what she has to say about it. Check this out.
Black people in DC, get your and take care of them police officers like they should have been taken care of 50 years ago.
Like I say, man, this is crazy. It's getting crazier and crazier. I cannot believe that the mindset of these people who don't have enough sense to see that, hey, man, y'all are wrong, man. Check this out. So, I mean, look at them. This is what y'all want running around in your cities, basically. That's what you're saying. Look at them. So let's get a close-up view. This is what y'all want in y'all cities riding around. This is why y'all asking Trump to get the National Guard out of your cities. This is what y'all want. Y'all want it to be like this every day. This is how y'all want to live. That's basically what you're asking for. Look at these young men. Do they look like young men that will make the city better? Do they look like young men that work jobs? Do they look like young men that have guidance? In a balanced household with masculine and feminine energy? Do they look like they use some type of drug or substance? Do they look like they sell some type of drug or substance? How many guns do you think is in that Jeep right there? And y'all mad at Trump because he sent the National Guard. Are y'all serious? Man, y'all got to be out of y'all ever-loving mind, man. I don't understand the thought process of people, man. I don't understand it. So yeah, Trump sent the troops in, man. And here's a video of a man saluting. There's a video of a man saluting the National Guard as they come into the city. Because he understands that the crime and the homicides, the carjacking, everything else that's been taking place in that city, ran by a Democratic black mayor that's light on crime and done lost control of her city. He understands that they need this and that they're going to come save this city. That's another thing that they've been saying. They've been saying that Trump is targeting cities that's ran by Democratic black mayors. And to tell you the truth, the Democratic black mayors are the ones that's light on crime. They're the ones that's allowing the criminals to feel more emboldened, because they know that if they commit a crime and if they get caught, they're going to get off easy. They're going to get a slap on the wrist. Hey, it's not serious, man. We can act a fool. We can act a complete fool out here in these streets, and nothing's going to happen to us. Check out what this man right here has to say. He going viral, I think, on TikTok. And, you know, a lot of black people are against what he's saying, man, because they want crime. They want murders and sexual assaults and carjackings and drug deals going on. Yeah, it's okay. Hey, they're not doing anything wrong. They're not hurting us. It's not happening. So listen to what this black man here has to say.
And get a carry and conceal to. Man, down the city is quiet as a church mouse, man. I came all the way down Pennsylvania Avenue this morning. So peaceful, yeah. I don't smell no weed, yeah. I don't see no homeless people. I mean, I came all the way through the southeast side, all the way down here. You see now I'm at the White House, Joe, man. It's quiet, yeah. It's a shame that it takes somebody to have to sit in your classroom in order for you to be in order, yeah. Because that's what it feels like, yeah. You gotta be babysitter to do your job, yeah. Stuff been out of control for years.
A resident of DC right there. He just said it's been out of control for years, man. Now that the National Guard is working with local authorities and the federal agents there to clean the city up, he said it's peaceful. He said, look, I'm standing in front of the Capitol. Man, before they came, what he's saying is before Trump deployed the National Guard to clean the city up, if you stood in front of the Capitol You got to run into homelessness. You got to run into beggars. You're going to run into pickpockets. You're going to run into scam artists. You might get carjacked if you parked your car a block away to go, and then walk to see the Capitol. No, it was crime in the cities, man. And this man is glad of it. And I don't live there, but I am too. And Chicago, I will be so glad when he hits Chicago and when they hit New York. Because Trump on his way. This is just the beginning. And the Democratic people that I talk to, that's liberals, and they side with the Democrats, and they don't want Trump in the city. They say, we next. You dang right, you next. Go out there and commit a crime if you want to. You next. I won't be next. I don't commit crimes. I won't be next. I don't sell drugs. I won't be next. I don't indulge in the thug life.
You gotta do better, yeah. You gotta do better, yeah. And mainly, yeah, you got the problems. It's us, man. It's always us giving everybody a bad name, yeah. We'll see how long this lasts, yeah. How many murders was it last night? How many carjackings was it last night? Talk to me. And y'all keep on posting all these data numbers and things of that nature that y'all see everybody else reposting. The stuff that came from the Metropolitan Police Department and the mayor, yeah. Let me tell you something, yeah. Let me tell you something. You can't be that stupid. You can't be, man. Who enters that information to get that data analysis, yeah?
I just said that. I promise you, I just said that, man. He's telling you right now that the numbers are skewed, man. They can go in there and do whatever they want to do to them numbers to make it look like, to make it look however they want it to look. If Trump would have said, hey, I'm sending federal funding to DC so that they could clean up their own city if the crime rates were high. They would skew the numbers and make it look like the crime rates were high. They could say, yeah, there's a lot of crime going on down there and we need more equipment, and so we need more funding so we can buy more equipment to be able to fight the crime. They would have changed the numbers to get the money. Now that Trump said, we're not sending federal funding. Trump said, I'm sending the National Guard and we're going to come in there ourselves and we're going to clean it up because the numbers are too high. They can skew the numbers down. You think that those numbers that they presenting to y'all and saying that Trump is just a dictator and he trying to view you away from the Epstein, and they making up all kind of excuses for why they don't want the National Guard in their city. And these are the media, the traditional media platforms that's against Trump. They're going to show you the numbers. They want them to be low because they want you to be against Trump. They want you to think Trump is just a bad guy and he's just doing this so that he could take over us all and kill everybody and enslave black people. I done heard some of the most stupidest stuff. Let's finish seeing what he got to say about these numbers that you ignorant people believe when you see them.
People do. You can enter whatever numbers you want to make whatever report show what, but you can't hide the crime, young. You can't do it. Let me give you something to break it down to for those that don't understand. I retired from UPS, right? So what they used to do to play with the numbers or whatever, we have mission packages. You'll have drivers over the hours. They'd go in and enter the information and the report would show whatever they needed to show to keep their bonus that week for their bosses not to fire their ass. So stop believing that stuff. And I don't know if you ever had to deal with the DC government, young, but they suck, young. They have got a lot more better now that the officers have did what they had to do and got all of these people out of the government and got rid of the riffraff and things of that nature. People actually do work now.
He talking about Doge. See, he's speaking about Doge right now. He said the government is actually better since they got rid of all of the fraudulent activity, all of the scamming that was going on when it came to the funding of the city. And then also when it was the back in the office initiative, when all of these people that was fake like they was working from home the whole time, they just getting a free check and they ain't doing nothing. Possibly got another job with just another free income coming in. They made those people get up and come back into the office so that we can see you physically and we can know that you're doing the job and that you're working and you're not just getting a free check. That free check was coming from the federal government. Well, how does the federal government get their money? From the taxpayers. So that means that the money that's coming out of your pocket is going to the federal government, and then they paying these workers that's sitting at home who ain't even really on it, they just getting a free check. They call themselves stealing from the government, but if they stealing from the government, then they're stealing from you, the hard-working, honest, law-abiding citizens of America. That's what I say, man. It's like the ignorance is real. The ignorance is real. This is crazy.
Let me give you this for example, right? You got carry and conceals or whatever that were being issued by the DC separate department that was handling the gun license and the things of that nature. They went from turnaround time for like 4 months, 5 months for you to have to get a gun registered in DC and get a carry and conceal to 2 weeks. It used to take you 3 months just to get an appointment to talk to somebody and take your information and your gun down there. Now, you go online right now and they got appointments available tomorrow. How does that happen? What changed? You put some fire under their asses and now they want to do some work.
And see, he's just speaking about the gun licenses. What about all of the other appointments and things that when you have to go down to the courthouse, or you have to go down to the Capitol, or you have to go to court for some type of reason, it always takes 6 months or something. He said now they're doing it in 2 weeks. Some of the stuff you can apply for and get some action done the next day. He was like, how did it get to that fast? What happened? It's like somebody flicked the switch. And they did. It was Donald Trump, along with the Doge team. They got in there and they cut down on the spending, cut down on the positions that was in there, and made it run way more efficiently without spending as much money. So that means that they get to save more and invest more money back into people in the places where it needs to be the most, where it'll make a bigger impact. Instead of the government officials skimming off the top of it. If you're from the streets, you understand, instead of the government officials pinching out the bag. I don't see why anybody would complain about that. You know, you got these Democrats and these liberals running around with this pink hair, don't know what their gender is. They want criminals to run freely because they want everybody to have a choice of what they want to do and be. I can completely change my gender and it should be accepted. I should be able to marry somebody of the same gender and everybody should be right along with it. No, he's a criminal. Let's see why he's out here killing people. There's something traumatized about him. Just put him in school. Don't lock him up. Why? So he can kill the instructor? So he can kill the therapist? Man, y'all got to be out of y'all mind. What it is y'all think it's all peaches and cream because you've been pampered too long. You've been spoiled. You've been protected too long. You know what? I wish Trump wouldn't have sent them troops down there. I wish he'd have just let it keep going. Let it go. Let it go. Let that shit run. But, you know, he got to make it look good. He got to make sure that his administration does a good job for the 4 years that he in there. If he wouldn't have won, if Kamala would have won, y'all would have got a taste of it. Everything that you asking for, that you think that you said that you want those open borders. You think you want that until you see it in your own city at your front door. And it's crazy because I'm in Texas. We live in a Republican state and I see so many black people that they wanted those open borders. They said, man, let them people come in here and make a living. And I said, it's so easy for you to say that sitting on your your Republican couch as a Democrat, you in the Republican state being protected by Greg Abbott. Because if this was a Democratic ran city, I bet you'll change your tune. Ask those people in Chicago that had them migrants coming into their neighborhoods, doing what migrants do right there in the streets, in front of the grocery stores and everything like that. I bet you would have changed your tune, and you'd have changed it fast. The point is, man, Democrats are crazy. I've said it before, I used to be a Democrat because that's all I knew. That's what I was raised under. Black people are going to vote Democrat. That's what we were taught. We were taught that Republicans were racist. That's what we were taught. I'm going to tell you, I switched over to Democrat. I switched over to Republican. I've always been a little bit more conservative than the average person. But I switched over to Republican when I started paying attention to policies. I started paying attention to the political nominees and what they stood for and what they was running for and what they planned on doing in our cities and in our countries, man, in our country. And I'm going to tell you now, when the Democratic Party started voting for transgender people to go into the elementary schools with beards and dresses and pink and blonde and red and blue and purple hair and makeup on and read to the kids, that's when it changed my mind. When they started saying that men in dresses could use women's bathrooms, that's when it changed my mind. If y'all don't see what's going on right now in today, man, in today's society, and you agree with it going in that direction, then man, you lost, and I think it's safe to say you sick, man. You're sick. Everything has to have law. Everything has to have order. Everything has to have control. Everything has to be governed. You want everybody to just be free and be able to do what it is that they want to do. But what you're missing is that, man, you have some very, very sick-minded individuals out here, man. That's why I didn't understand when they said defund the police. If they defund the police, I know I'm going to be all right. But a lot of y'all out there, the most vulnerable in society, weak men, single mothers, and children, and the elderly. It would have been a sad day for y'all, man. Y'all don't believe that it's real, live monsters walking around out here in these streets. I'm going to let you know now. You better be thanking God for Trump, for getting a handle on crime and America. Thank you for tuning in for Unk TV. We'll have more videos coming for you soon. Hit that link to subscribe up there. It's up in this corner right here. Watch my videos. Hit that like button. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. I know you black people don't agree with me because you're ignorant. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Peace.